Hi everybody. I'm a great fan of Mutable-instruments and especially of the Tides module. So I'd like to explain a bit about the new Tides and especially about the Chords mode it has. Here on the left you can switch between the three modes of the Tides. Very low frequency mode, and audio mode. That's the red one. And here on the right you can switch between the several output modes. Here below you see the outputs of the Tides, the four outputs of the Tides. And when you switch it to its rightmost position, the four outputs will each output an oscillator pitch, and using the shift knob here you can change the chord type. If I turn on external audio, like this, so now you hear the four chords. If I start turning this knob, you can hear how the tide sweeps through different chords. These four outputs go here to VCA, a rather standard Doepfer VCA. I was about to sell it a few months ago, until I discovered that it has a lot of possibilities that I didn't know about, didn't understand at the time. The most striking thing is that it has external inputs for control voltage, which means you can control the level of each of the four channels externally. That's what I'm doing here. Here's where the four inputs of the Tides come in, and here I set an initial level for each of the four and a gain level, and here I define how much how much the external influences on the VCA, so how much I can trigger an extra level of amplitude. And then from there it goes to a mini stereo mixer, also from Doepfer. I'll go back here now to the Tides. It's a bit clumsy, but yeah, good enough for now. You can see that I used two sequencers here. This sequencer changes the pitch of the Tides as a whole, so it's plugged into the frequency knob in the frequency input of the Tides, and with each step it will shift all four voices up or down depending on the position of the step. And this sequencer is triggered as soon as the muxlicer here uses the end of its eight steps. So it will advance the sequencer every time the sequence has finished its steps. What else can I tell? The gates here go to the third input of the VCA, which means that two of the inputs, the first two inputs, the first two channels of the tides are continuously there. You don't hear, it's just one level. But the third and the fourth voice of the tides will trigger an extra level of volume whenever the muxlicer is active. So when I turn on the muxlicer, yeah, and turn up the volume as well, you can see that these channels light up. You can change the number of steps. I'm saying that wrong. The number of steps, the number of triggers per step. If you turn it up all the way, you'll have lots of triggers. It's a wonderful way of controlling the four voices of the tides, and I'm quite certain that this is not the end of my discoveries with the tides, because it has so many options, especially in the low frequency range, that make it a very interesting module. Okay, thank you for watching, and maybe some other time.